igunang nini turo revenue la yun kay mana ada dagan na kayo pangalo sugo bala kami kay chapang
18, le vent du sud-est à 8 km à l'heure. The Environment Canada forecast issued at 5 a.m. Tuesday, October 29th for today, tonight, and Wednesday. Marine forecast for Frobisher Bay. Winds light increasing to northwest 15 knots early this evening and to northwest 20 overnight. A few flurries today, this evening, and Wednesday morning. Visibility 1 mile or less in flurries.
What brought me to Nunavut was the fact that I had not really realized as much that there was a need up here for the Bible. And even though I lived in Canada a lot, I knew that there were people up here, but I didn't know there was such a huge need and big territory that was just spread out with all these 25 communities all around Nunavut. And even though there's 30,000 people, they're all spread all around and they all need to hear the gospel of God. And so I thought, this is a great opportunity, and when I got here, it was just so beautiful, and I called it home like 2 weeks in. Well, as soon as I got here, I just thought it was like home, and I thought it was a very special place, and I wanted to live here.
I really felt impressed the need for a church here in the Arctic. And one of the things for me was, we spend so much time, we actually went on a couple of mission projects. I thought we spent so much effort, funds, and time building churches in South America, Africa, and Asia, and those things are good, great. But here we have a location in our backyard, so to speak, North America, is totally unreached. So Nunavut is like 30,000 people, so it's relatively small, but a huge territory. So around the size of California and Texas combined, and no Adventist presence, no churches.
And one big challenge I think of too, just part of the location, since everything's flown in or brought in by barge, of course, like Bill was saying, just moving things here was a huge ordeal. He had to arrange everything that we would have shipped here to go on a barge, go to Montreal and all that, and then you have to be prepared to wait for several months, so, and then bringing up everything else in your bin, how 20 bins or so. So just the logistics of getting here, of course, big.
Yeah, being in the Arctic is different. I mean, people, it's no different than, somewhere down south, but it's quite different. You're isolated. We don't have any roads outside of our community, so you're pretty limited in where you can travel. We definitely don't have the shopping amenities, things that people take for granted, down south. So that's a bit of a challenge. The winters are long and pretty harsh. Summers are kind of short, so you kind of enjoy them. And so just managing all of that, is a bit of a challenge at the beginning.
I took a leap of faith and I came up here. And one of the most challenging challenges up here is finding accommodations or finding a place to live. And I really prayed about it and I said, God, if you really want me to stay here, that you would open the doors for me. So I had to find a job, and on top of that I had to find a job with staff housing, and so that was quite a challenge. But in a month, God provided the staff housing and He provided the job, so that was such a blessing. Some of the challenges that we face in reaching the people here in the north is helping them break their addictions. A lot of them have addictions to cigarette, alcohol, and drugs. We try to support them as much as we can, but of course influences is what really takes them back. A lot of people here, they do go down south for rehab, but as soon as they come back, they fall back into those same habits that they had. Another challenge that we have here in the north is with the youth and children. Already at a young age, they're starting to smoke and do drugs and even drink. So they are following their parents' examples and also going down the same path. And so trying to break that cycle is definitely very difficult.
Igloolik is a community that has been reached the most by Seventh-day Adventists. There's been Adventist presence there before I even came to Igloolik, and people have been leaving and going, coming and going all the time. And I just moved to Iqaluit from Iqaluit. I've been here in Iqaluit for 3 years, but moving to Iqaluit is a big change for me, but I believe it's going to be a good one. We have a convert there. Her name is Elisabia Gutmarik. I had the privilege of baptizing her in the Arctic Ocean, and she is very, very, very interested in reaching her people. She heard a voice from God, a direct voice saying, you will share the message with your people. And so when she told me this, she did not want to share the message. She was very shy to share. But then I told her that God was going to give her the power to share. And if God said it, that He would give her every need that she needs to share that message. And little by little, Elisabeth has been making decisions to share. At first it was like sharing it her around her, in her atmosphere where she was, like her work, or just anywhere that she was going and meeting people and her family. But then it gradually went to the radio station, and she would then start translating for me. And now she's translating Steps to Christ, and she is on her way and translating a lot of other things as well. And we've done translating over the radio with Bible studies as well, and a lot of people have become very interested with the programs that we do at the radio station. The challenges with reaching all the communities is that we don't have a lot of people. It's only me that's going to the different communities right now. And the other challenge is that we don't have a lot of funding for it. Like I mentioned earlier, the tickets to go to a community are very expensive. Some of them are up to $4,000, and others are much cheaper, but the other things that are expensive are like the halls that we rent, and also food is expensive in some communities as well. And so if we had funding for that, if we had help, if you would be interested in helping with that, anything would help, and we would really greatly appreciate it.